Okay, good peeps. What's up? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone, where in fact, Fulton has been freed. Drew's coming. Drew's coughing a little bit. Hope y'all are doing awesome, having a great day so far. Whoa, buddy, what's the matter? Whoop, cough it up. It's okay. It's okay, bud. Hey. Whoa. Y'all, if he pukes, I may have to disengage. Okay, I think he's good. We're okay. What a fantastic opportunity for episode 150 of Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's. Heading into the weekend, so make sure you get your Bloody Mary mix, your margarita mix, support a great local company in Boudreaux's, and of course, celebrate the good news. Kristian Fulton has in fact been freed. Kyle, good morning. Craig, good morning. Yes, in fact, Fulton has been freed. Let me say my good mornings here. So, yes, corporate scone, Craig. Josh Long, good morning. DJ. Oh, Drew, come on now, brah. Oh, hey, stop. You. Oh, Drew. Hey, these people trying to watch corporate scone this morning. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the help with that. I think you're a beautiful shot maker, Drew. Not really. That was not a good-looking shot. Sorry. You kind of sound like a monkey when you do that. So, okay. All right, here we go. We're back at it now. All right. So I'm going to, this morning, for those wondering, so I'm out. Well, I got to get out of here by 8. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. No, don't you do it. Stop. Drew. Drew. Hey, we're on limited time today, okay? So, you got to be on extra special behavior today. You got to be extra special behavior today, okay? All right. Yes, so this morning was asked to MC an event out at the Field House for Cristo Rey. Awesome organization, the Franciscan Sisters. It's a school. My brother was the president of the school for a while, but an awesome organization. They allow kids the opportunity within their. It's like a work study where within their classwork, they if it's one day a week or 2 days a week, whatever it may be, they part of their curriculum is they get to go into businesses and sort of be part of their workday. So what an awesome opportunity for a lot of these kids who otherwise might not get that opportunity. Anyway, so their draft is today, where the kids find out, the students find out what businesses what companies they're gonna be working with. So there's a list of 30 some odd companies. It's a lot of awesome companies. Guarantee Media, our company, is part of it as well. So really, really, really cool. If you're a business owner and you might want to be part of that in the future, hit up folks at Cristo Rey. All right, so get to y'all's questions, comments. Yes, so obviously the story of the day, Kristian Fulton is eligible immediately. Ed Ogeron made the announcement yesterday to the team, which is just awesome news. Fired up for it. As y'all know, I was very, very, very adamantly opposed to his 2-year suspension. Talked about it a lot. I'll get into some of the particulars that I've been able to find out. Ryan Broussard, Scott Rodrigue, Darren Pellegrin, good morning. Terry Landry, Jeff Edmonds, Corey Kaye, Robert Scott, good morning. Charlie Cavell, Blake McGraw, good to see everybody this morning. Val, Charles, Joey, Brianne, everybody's here. Good to see y'all. Tyler Coleman, Brian Ashcraft, good morning. Fire Fulton's attorney and hire Joe Oliva. Jimmy Vadreen, what's up? Dad, good to see you there. Mike Sylvester, Alan Darr, Justin Beard. Look at y'all, man. Awesome. What a day. A crowd's building. So, okay. So there wasn't really any forewarning that this was coming, at least from my standpoint. Ed Ogeron went to, he had post-practice media availability yesterday, 6:15-ish, 6:10-ish. And he had gotten word just before then that the NCAA had made its ruling. So sometimes timing on these things work out well. There was an event at Lod Cook last night, and Hester was doing his show there. and Joe Oliva was there. So Joe hopped on with Jacob. So best of my understanding is after the most recent appeal failed, and that was the one where they were trying to decide which of the bylaws Fulton was actually guilty of, and this was 2 weeks ago, and everybody was very disappointed. The compliance filed another waiver, and Joe Oliva wrote a 4-page letter. Ross Dellinger reported a 4-page letter on the radio last night. Joe said that they had a conference call by phone with members of another. So this is not the Drug Enforcement Committee. It's a different committee. And essentially what it comes down to is that there are different violations. One would have been for urine substitution, and another would have been for tampering. So tampering would have been the 2-year penalty, and urine substitution the 1-year penalty. And so apparently the new committee agreed that it was urine substitution and not tampering, so it's the 1-year penalty. The most amazing thing about this, and I'm not gonna complain, obviously, but all you had to do was find out that tampering versus urine, and this would have been over. It feels like this could have been done a while back. But look, bottom line is Kristian Fulton's eligible. It's awesome. Dale said your NCAA lives in the gray areas. Did the trick. It's kind of the point, isn't it? All along, like there are so many you cannot have. It's like a legal code. You cannot have a rule book that's this big without finding loopholes and different interpretations of rules. And that's the case with the NCAA, and clearly it happened. And I'm very fired up for Kristian Fulton. All right, we'll get some of your questions. So I've heard this one a lot. Ryan Broussard said, did the NCAA free Fulton due to them not stepping in and doing something in the Ohio State situation? So the answer to that flatly is no. Understand the NCAA had no jurisdiction in the Ohio State case. That was Urban Meyer and Ohio State punishing Urban Meyer, and the NCAA would rather schools handle punishments internally so they don't have to get involved. The other thing I'll tell you is this. I know the Fulton story has been a massive story here, but it's a blip nationally. Even in the SEC, I do radio shows all over the conference in different markets, and by and large, this is not something people are talking about. Most people are unaware of it. And the fact is, because while we all know who Kristian Fulton is, he's played in 3 games as a freshman, sat out all last year. Nobody knows who he is. People know who Greedy Williams is. People know who Kristian Fulton is. So this, like, go look at national. Like, you're not going to go to ESPN.com and find this story on the landing page. You'll find a lot about Urban Meyer because he's who he is. So no, I understand the question. A lot of people have asked it, so I don't mind addressing it. But there's no correlation. Brad, good morning. Doris, good morning. Drew Smith, good morning. Melanie Wascom, good morning. Randy Quinn, Jerry Johnson, good morning. Kirk, how's the beer? I had a good wife, man. She went to the grocery last night, came home. She's like, I got you some more of that Owl beer. This beer, Wayward Owl, was one of the brewers we went to during our Magical Beer Tour. And so she had like 2 6-packs of different Wayward Owl beers. I was like, yeah, I love you. Sean Pumphrey, good morning. Hey, Randy Quinn's in Tennessee. Good to see you. 150th episode, Adam Penny. Thanks to all of you for being here. Oh, real quick, and I saw the question about quarterbacks. I'll get to that here in a second. I need to ask y'all a solid. Do me a favor, and I'm asking y'all because you obviously all are the ones watching Morning Scone. You're the one, like, we've built a pretty consistent, loyal audience here. When this ends, or do it right now, do me a favor, hit up morningscone.com. I know, something else, right? I'll give you the very, very quick Cliff's Notes elevator pitch version. It's not a full-scale website. It's a landing page, morningscone.com. It's one page. You can type in an email address. I was approached by a company that said, hey, Matt, people always ask how you prep for your show and stuff like that. They developed a software that basically is going to follow me. All the websites, all the prep that I do during my day, it'll flag it, and it'll create essentially in the morning an email sports page. Think of it like that with links from stories that I engage with all throughout the day. And then based on whatever you click on, it'll learn your habits. Kind of like on Pandora, right? If you're skipping songs or favoriting songs, it'll make a playlist that knows you. Same thing here. It'll know your preferences, so you'll get your own sort of email sports page. My hesitation was probably what a lot of yours was. I'm like, email. Then I saw it, and I was like, okay, I get it. It's Like, it'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m. It'll be headlines, like things content that I engage with that I find interesting. Click on what you want, read what you want. Don't like. And by the way, this is important. There is absolutely you will never get spammed. Like, I have control of it. You will never get spammed with ads or anything like that. Your email address is not getting sold. There's no pre-rolls or anything like that. It's literally you put in your email address and it'll come from. You will get an email every morning from matt@morningscone.com, like from me with the sports page, essentially, via email. So morningscone.com if you're interested. Really what I would like to do, especially before I go hard pushing this, I would really like for you all to try it and give me feedback, because you all are the ones that have been here on Morning Scone, this version of it, since the beginning. So morningscone.com. It's up. It's active right now. If you want to go check it out, I would appreciate it very, very much. Appreciate your feedback. All right, Nick Morrell, Steve Beebe, Petey Kern, Troy Fuselier, good morning. All right, let's see. Someone asked about quarterbacks. Ed Ogeron mentioned yesterday at his post-practice media availability that they may well name a starter on Sunday. I would not be surprised at all if they name Joe Burrow on Sunday. Of course, it's going to be Joe Burrow. I've told you that forever. It's going to be Joe Burrow, and it would make sense for them to name him starter on Sunday so he gets all of the starter reps next week going into the game against Miami. I would almost at this point expect that coming out of the scrimmage on Saturday. So third preseason game, fall scrimmage they'll have. The other question people have asked is about Fulton and particularly in his impact. So I think it's very natural that you get good news like that and you hit this euphoria, this elevation. Understand that Vegas is never going to change a win total based on a cornerback. When Darrelle Revis was at the height of his game, he was never changing win totals for the Jets. So especially in college football, a quarterback, a dynamic quarterback, would do that. Like if Baker Mayfield wasn't at Oklahoma, you may have some bump or whatever. So I don't know that you say, oh, Kristian Fulton, now they're going to win 10 games. For me, mostly, I'm just very, very excited for the kid. I call him a kid, but this young guy, because he's been through a lot. He's persevered. You know how I feel about it. He absolutely deserves to play. His punishment has been more than ample. And just specifically, and if you want one more on the field sort of anecdote, if you missed this yesterday, Ryan Clark was on AFR. And for those that don't know, of course, Ryan played at LSU a long time in the NFL. Ryan over at Traction runs DB Precision. And he has defensive backs that come from the NFL and college all over the country that come to Traction to work with Ryan Clark. So he knows a ton about defensive back play and coaching it and teaching it and scouting it and all that sort of stuff. Mama's coming to see you today. She's almost here, too. All right. What? Bye. Mama's coming here. Bye. What? The thing that, hey, baby. Hey, Daddy's got 10 minutes. Mwah. Sometimes Daddy pinches Droobies. Nose. Okay, you want to sit on my lap? You can sit on my lap. Come on. Oh, it's Mama. Mama's here. Go see her. Mama's here. Go see her. Look.
Oh, hey, Droopy.
Go see her.
Oh.
All right. Just in the nick of time. So Ryan Clark was talking about, sorry about that. Ryan Clark was talking about Kelvin Joseph. And, of course, we've talked a lot about it. Kelvin was going to play safety at LSU because they were thin on numbers. They kicked him to corner. He had not had a great fall camp, but he had a great scrimmage on Saturday. And talking to people, it felt like he was starting to do this, right? That said, the big question, and Ryan Clark said, go back and listen to it. I don't want to misquote, but he said he's special. When you just talk about, his first step, foot in the ground, move, is special. For his size and everything, you could tell he's going to be, which was very, very encouraging. The one sort of question is, okay, do you want a true freshman out there on an island getting picked on because everyone's throwing away from Greedy? What I would love to see, if you have Fulton opposite Greedy, then you can use Kelvin Joseph in the nickel. You have a bigger nickel or dime packages, or as a third safety if you want to put him in coverage as a third safety. Like, it gives Dave Aranda another toy to play with, which that in and of itself is really, really exciting to see how they might use him. Greg Stallnecker, Kevin Ivey, Blake Middleton, good to see y'all. They're about to know who he is. I know, yeah, Christian. I'm excited for him, man. Got to see him at Rummel. I'm excited that kid gets to go play. Great perseverance. Jesse McGraw, good morning from the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. Good on you, man. Appreciate you. Be safe out there. Keith Scalco, good morning. Jason Hatcher. Let's get to y'all's comments here. Well, we got about 8 minutes left. Like I mentioned, look at this. Of course, the day that we're got a ton of people watching and a million comments. I got a jet in 8 minutes, but to be continued, of course, today on AFR. The Nat playing in Port Allen. Appreciate you, Gage. Let's see. Clean shaven, dressed up. Let's see. Jamie says, great news about Fulton. Guess our defense potentially has no weaknesses. Yeah, on the front, your first 11, if you look at it like this and you go, okay, let's assume Fajoko's healthy and you go Logan and Lawrence. I'm interested to see Logan. Let's just be honest here. Your initial three was going to be Alexander in the middle with Lawrence and Fajoko. And you've shuffled that, okay? So it's fair to mention question mark on Glenn Logan. Word is good and all, but let's see. Your next three, if Alexander's healthy and you go Neil Farrell and Justin Thomas, whoever it is, you got a big step down on your next three on the defensive front. Outside linebackers, Chasson, Divinity, they love, and they got backups with Ray Thornton and Andre Anthony and Dan Treasy, Scott. I know I'm mispronouncing his name. Anyway, but they're good at outside linebacker. Inside, of course, with Devin White and Jacob Phillips, those guys are going to be studs. I wish Tyler Taylor were there, but provided the two freshmen are there to back them up, you got four guys that you trust, including the best middle linebacker in college football. Fulton, Greedy, and then Battle, Delpit. That's awesome. You're loaded at safety. I don't even worry about safety. And now with Fulton back, it gives you an opportunity to decide what you want to do with Joseph. You bring Kerry Vincent along, Terrence Alexander in the slot. I mean, it's getting Fulton back has the same effect in the secondary, in my opinion, as if you get Ed Ingram back on the offensive line. I don't know anything about that. But again, the point about getting Ed Ingram back on the line is if Ed Ingram's back, you're dominant at right tackle. You move Damian Lewis to right guard. You move Damian Lewis back to left guard. You're dominant there. You move Garrett Brumfield to center. Now you've got a veteran, experienced Smaller at center. And Mama's here. Psst. Mama, psst. Now the interior of your line is rock solid. You got an awesome left tackle in Sadiq Charles. Now you got to figure out right tackle, which we've talked about a little bit. So that's the domino effect. But without Ingram, of course, well, now Lewis has to slide over and Brumfield has to stay at left, and now Cushenberry's a question at center. And so now you're you understand? So getting Fulton back has that effect as if Ingram were to come back on the offensive line. That's a big, big deal for the secondary to have him. Brandon, Matt's big time. No, Brandon, this is to show you truthfully how not big time I am. This is one of my brother's old shirts. Look, because I didn't have anything clean, it doesn't even, it's too short for me. So, I'm just going to have to walk around with my shoulders shrug like that so that way I can button the cuff. It's a nice shirt, though. Anyway, let's see. 4 more minutes. Let me blow and go. Fulton eligible. I'm trying to get the alls as much as I can. Let's see. That's awesome, man. About to go do that now. Oh, I guess this is about the Morning Scone stuff. Cool. I'm just getting to those comments. MorningScone.com, MorningScone.com for those just joining, MorningScone.com. Burrow, who else? So excited when I heard about Christian, I started working out. So with Fulton back in the fold, does Joseph move back to safety? Talked about that a little bit just a minute ago, Meridoc, sorry. But essentially, I don't think you put him on an island. Maybe you start him there to see, but I would much rather have Fulton over there as a third-year guy. I know he hasn't played a bunch, but physically he's able. He's been around for 3 years, as opposed to a guy who's just fresh on campus, going to be playing in his first college game. I'd much rather have Joseph as a third safety or as a big nickel. Not letting me sign up at Morning Scone, Matt. That's interesting. Well, that's interesting. So some of y'all are able to sign up and some aren't. Well, doggone it. All right, I'll be on it. Sorry about that. For those that aren't able to put their email in. I don't know why some aren't. Anyway, but I'll ask when I hang up whenever we're done here in 3 minutes, and I'll find out about that. But thank you very much for those who have morningscone.com. And please, I'm dead serious. Like, if you punch in your email at morningscone.com, you'll get the Morning Scone email tomorrow. It'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m. Please give me feedback. What you like, what you don't like, so that way we can sort of tailor it. I'm not going like full on push it. I'm just telling you all because you all have been obviously very consistent and loyal here. So I believe y'all wouldn't BS me. So thank you. I agree with you, Chipper. Whether or not he plays much, it needed to happen for him. Totally agree. Hey, Terry Landry, thank you. Welcome to the Gun Show, hosted by True. Scott Borg, thank y'all very much. Has Robert won yet? He has not turned on wheel yet, and I'm trying not to say it too loud because I don't want him to come running in here. Are you going to sell Team Drew gear on morningscone.com? Don't tempt me, Trivia. I mean, I'll get some shirts printed, man. You know what I made? Like, what I could do? I could get some Team Drew stuff, and I could get it, and I would donate it to anything we sell. Would donate to like a CDH charity or maybe like Texas Children's or something like that. I would do that. All right. Good morning, y'all. Let me see if I've got any more that I can get to here. And again, I'm sorry. I hate to bounce so quickly. Danny says, can you talk about running backs? Clyde is the one. They feel like Curry's coming along. I don't think you're going to see a ton of Curry against Miami. I think there's a better chance get a comfortable lead against Southeastern, give him the whole second half, and just pound him, see what he can do. I just don't think. I think you go with the veteran guys against Miami, but you'll see Curry, I think, week 2. But yes, they're optimistic he's coming. How many points per game do you think LSU will average this season? Michael, I saw where Vegas had it at 24 was a projection. Maybe Phil Steele had the projection at 24, which it needs to be more than that. But they got a lot of questions on offense. They just got to have some guys show up. 1 more minute. Todd said, I thought they said Alexander was killing it at nickel. Yeah, he's a nickelback. Terrence Alexander is a nickel. He's not, like, if he has to play on an island opposite Greedy, that's a problem because he's small. But he is a good nickelback. It's just that Kelvin Joseph is just physically is a more talented guy. You make Drew gear, I'm buying it. Gary, what about Calicut? Calicut's going to win every game this year, bro. Watch it. Thank y'all very much for signing up. I appreciate it. Matt, was Mike D telling us yesterday O-line is a strength? Thank you, Brandon. What Mike D said yesterday was they need it to be a strength. It's a question right now. It's like, but they need it to be a strength so that they can be a power running team when they need to run power and protect the quarterbacks. Like that's the key, and I agree with them completely. Like the way you compensate for new quarterback, new receivers, new inexperienced running backs. Like you have to have a great offensive line, open holes, and give your quarterback time to throw. Like that for me is the key to the offense. Like if you have Johnny Manziel who can create, he can compensate for a bad offensive line. If you don't have a dominant quarterback, which we don't know if LSU does, or receivers or runners, Leonard Fournette could compensate for a lot because if he got popped in the backfield, he could bounce off you and sprint outside, run at 80 yards. Home. All right, duder. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump. Again, thank you, morningscone.com. For those that it's not, hey, if you stop that right now. All right. If it isn't working for y'all, please still send me a note, email me, or message me here. Say it's not working, but I appreciate it. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix. Having trouble with this cuff, y'all. Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Y'all pick it up. Alexander's, Calvin's, Calandro's, Canada's, Mid-City Wine and Craft Wine and Brew. Lots of places you can pick it up, and of course, BoudreauxMix.com. Great sponsors of Morning Scone. Thank y'all so much. Hate to run so quickly today, but y'all have Chris at Allen. Last one, does LSU beat Miami? I've been saying it for weeks, Chris. I think LSU does beat Miami, a 2017 type game, 23-20 type game, field goal game with the Tigers taking it. All right, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna go MC an event.